welcome back to our Kenner Park build. We should get these processed fossils. We should process these fossils. Words are complicated. To finish up the Quetzalcoatlus genome, we'll send off... It doesn't matter which one of these two go. I guess we'll use you. And then we should go do an expedition, get started on Pteranodons, so that we can finish up the aviary. We should probably get the aviary like fully populated before we expand the park, just to make sure we don't run into any issues with space. Yeah, because if we need to expand this, it might butt into like other areas where we're gonna be moving. So I think for now that stays. You know, the aviary up on the cliff like that's kind of cool. Just like overlooking the edge, kind of. Right. Park is at 3. I think we hit 3.5 stars at one point. We're currently a little low. 198. Transport rating 80%. So reloading didn't fix transport rating. So we're just going to have to like fight through that, I guess, unless something fixes it later, which I'm going to guess it won't be. Yeah, so transport rating 80%. These all are based off the same, though, so it doesn't actually tell us anything. So this whole thing is kind of vaguely yellow, just like this is kind of vaguely yellow. And that's all green. What is making all that racket? There's some giant ducks in this park. So yeah, it's really hard to identify precisely what to do to fix transport rating if we're not just going to plop a monorail down. I guess, because it's not like this highlighting tells you anything. Other than maybe this part is yellow specifically because it's far from the car, but it's not that far from the entrance. There's yellow right by the entrance. Like, yeah, usually just popping down a monorail is all you do for transport rating, and building in the way we're building is making it a little more complicated. But that's fine. We can just fight through it. Why is this patch of ground darker? Probably a different... Oh no, there's a shadow there from the tree. I understand. Everything makes sense. We can also pop through our shops here and make sure these are set up correctly. Which is probably not a bad idea here at the start. We still have, yeah, some smaller shops. You're completely unused. Are you our only small shop? Huh. Then we've got a variety of mediums. So yeah, we can make these slightly better. This should probably have green. Yeah, it actually does make a difference on profits. $32. Right, photo booth is 32.5. Wait. Yeah, identical. Donuts is probably fine. Green and yellow wouldn't be bad. I think we'll just leave it as donuts. This one, for whatever reason, is kind of being different. Probably is better to just future-proof this, though. Same thing here. Even though this one is good, we don't want to have to come back to it later. I guess. I'm just trying to think about, like, yeah, there's not really... Well, that's actually more profitable. Now it's not. It was temporarily more profitable. You know what, we'll do hats. It's just going to keep shifting, so, like, there's not that much we can do about it. Okay. Everything else is done in the meantime, so we can go take care of that. It looks like star rating actually bumped up a bit here. That's like 3.7 or so. So just some more income by tinkering with those shops a little bit. Not a bad thing. 63% on Pteranodon. Just grab whoever. Get the other one. If we rest that guy, I'm not sure if we can synth the cats, but we can certainly try. So, let's set our cats up. We want Svalbard, no, Yukon River. Let me double check. Yeah, Yukon Calcarana. So that gives us the dark black/gray body with the red head. Pretty decent rendition of the Kets from Kenner. Okay, we've got to get rid of the Intolerant. Social doesn't matter because we're just going to put out the 1, I think. So then I guess we just go 75% humble. 1 mil 6. We don't have the genetics, but we can probably get it. 5 training points available here. Why don't we just put you up to a 13? Be done with that. All right, 1 Quetzalcoatlus. 13, 3. Begin. That leaves us with welfare and logistics. Might have something. 1 researchable medicine. Yeah, give me hookworms. That's fine. And then we have an 8 logistics left. We could easily bump that up to a 9. I don't remember if there's anything else we needed to research, though. Avian viewing gallery. Avian viewing gallery we're not doing. Power is still locked. Oh, we need large substation. Okay, we'll do that. Give me 1 point of logistics. Confirm. Research. Large substation. And we're off to the races. Okay. Now, 40 seconds on hookworms. Everything else is a few minutes. Including the cats, I think, probably. Can I see the timer on the cats? No, that one just doesn't exist. Okay, so this bug is actually only these bottom nodes. These top 3 worked, and only these 2 bugged out, which is very strange. But yeah, it looks like we've got a couple of minutes to wait. Let's see what we've got for a cats here. Humble, docile, fit. Seems good. Seems real good. 9, 13. That's going to be 10 goddamn minutes. Okay. Well, sure. We could still use that other welfare specialist. If one shows up, it looks like we're not finding any. Fossils aren't worth processing. We're waiting on the Pteranodon to come back. Beyond that, research. We have the Stegosaurids. That's 18 genetics. Probably just wait for this guy to get back from resting before we research that. Trike is blocked behind defensive still. Hopefully Anki or Stag or both get us to that. Carnivores. Baryonyx is ready to go. So is Velociraptor. Beyond that, we need Rex, which is going to be fights, which always sucks ass. I hate the Rex prerequisite. Very obnoxious. Oh, 3 with Strong is also blocking us here. I really don't like those prerequisites. At least those, like, specific ones. The fight one especially is bad. Okay, well, we'll have to see if we get there with our other dudes or not. So you're a 9. You can put 3 more points into a 12. That's a 16. All right. Do that. Do that. Advanced power. And then our last dude here is just 10 genetics, so they can just sit here and wait for something else to do. We could release some other population to some of these enclosures, but I don't think it's needed. I think we have plenty of other high tickets, high value, big ticket species coming in later. That overpopulating or pushing the populations up on any of the exhibits any further is unnecessary. So it's just a matter of time. We'll be back in a minute, check out our next batch of fossils. Alright, storm time instead. Fate had a different plan for us. So far, so good. Just a toilet. Not a big deal. Aviary's busted, but that also really doesn't matter. Oh, nice quick one. Okay, let's just go ahead and get those repairs queued up then. I'm just going to go ahead and repair basically everything, because I like to, you know, tidy the place up after a storm when we can afford to. Double check these gates, but it looks like everything's good. And we're back in business. Alright, and our fossils came in at some point. Some turtle. A very small amount of Pteranodon, actually. Curious. You know what? Yeah, let's put the 10 on this. This will be done pretty quick, and then we can send the logistics guy back out into the field. And then we can see about doing the stag research. Oh, I think I went and finished the other dig site. I didn't do the new Pteranodon dig site. Or are there 3? Oh no, there's 3. Okay, presumably you go to each dig site probably once and then they're done. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, advanced power is a minute. Fossils is a minute. So then after those are done, I'll start up the stego research. Probably won't include that in the video. Fossils are in again. I sold off 5 or so fossils for cash. They really don't matter at this point. Get in there, please. Oh, they don't fit. That would explain why I missed one of them, yes. Raptor, get out of here. So Pteranodon is complete then. We can get the Pteranodons going pretty soon. We'll stick the, I guess the 13. Actually, just do the logistics person, keep these guys back. Logistics person doesn't really have anything else to do anyway. Oh, except going to dig. What am I doing? For some reason, I was thinking, what is my other logistics person doing? Fossil extracting. No, that's what I just put out. Resting, okay. So they'll be back in 78 seconds, so that's actually perfectly fine that we sent that one out on that. The Ketz is ready. Yeah, the siren audio from the shelters didn't stop playing, so they're just sirens going off in the corner. It's rather obnoxious. Well, my audio's up on my computer a little bit, too.
Is bigger in Texas, and that's certainly
all right.
their fossil finds.
There is our Kenner-style Quetzalcoatlus, clipping into the aviary roof. That's actually a pretty decent rendition of it. The Kenner Ketz has kind of this black-gray body plan with this red head. So this is reasonably close. The crest here is completely different, but you know, we've got worse in the park. The splotches don't really match anything on the figure, but you know, in terms of the allowances we have to make to even get close, this one is probably one of the better ones. Let's get a fish feeder down here. I'm probably going to want a few of these in here just to make sure they don't conflict with each other. Honestly, I might put 3 in. We've never really done 3 before, but I mean, how many Pteranodons am I going to put out? Probably a few. It's a large aviary. It's good to make use of the space. I guess we really don't need 3 feeders until we get the Pteranodons in, but you want sand and rock. So I guess we'll start with the sand. Why don't we just sand the whole thing up? And then we'll put in the rock. And then we'll, like the rock we'll put in decoration rock. And that should be enough to make it work. Okay, so there we go, and then rocks. I already put in a bunch of roosts on the one side, so I'm going to skew the rocks more towards this other direction. I think we'll just kind of quickly grab basically one rock of every type and just stick them in here kind of randomly. That's the advantage of the sandbox stuff, because I don't think you get all of these rock types in a given challenge mode biome. Maybe you do. Maybe that changed at some point. Maybe you didn't used to and you do now or something. I don't know. Certainly possible. Yeah, so we're just doing all the rocks on this side, and we're doing the perches on the other side for really no real reason. That's just, it's just what we're doing. Just trying to look inside the aviary. I guess we'll just don't ever tilt the camera. Just pan. No tilt. Oh, it still puts me above the mesh. Just hold it down? Yeah, that works. Yeah, so we've got these different perches on this one side of the waterway, and then rocks on the other side. Is there any logic behind that? Not really.
Ever.
Not at all. I really wish those sirens would stop. I wish so deeply those sirens would stop. You need quite a bit of rock. I mean, to be fair, all the rocks on the other side. We could rock brush some. Like we could like rock brush through the water edge maybe. Mix some of that in there for a little bit extra rock. What does that look like? It's better, and visually it actually doesn't stand out that much. It adds a bit of like color actually towards the waterfront, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, you can see the texture. It is different, but it's so similar that like it basically blends away with the mesh shadows that come across here from the actual aviary dome itself. You need to fly more though. To, you know, actually... Yeah, forming territory. That's a fucking lie. He's sitting here being a lazy bastard. Move. Go places. Do things. While we're watching them, I guess, we should be doing fossils. So we're going to get to work on Anki, which is probably good. How close do we get to finishing Raptor? 62. I mean, Raptor kind of goes in at the end of the park. Plus, like, Anki, Stag are a chance at some other traits here. Let's do Stag, actually. Or we could do, like, half the genome for Stag, half the genome for Anki. See which one's going to give us any traits that work as prerequisites towards Triceratops or the Tyrannosaurus prerequisites. And then go for those. Okay. Plenty of rock now. Enjoying some fish. Going back to go sit on a perch. Yep. Very nice creature. Very cool. Okay, Pteranodon ready. I guess this will be just the big old aviary episode. So the Pteranodons are blue in the kind of toy line. Blue and gray. Like gray bodies, blue heads. So that, as I see it, is best represented by Svalbard and Calcarana? That isn't great. No, Pulcarana. Yeah, the blue one. Yes. Let's do no needy. Some social, some humble. 50-50. Social humble, pip of resilience, maybe. That's an 11. So we'll stick you on that. Might do 2 batches. Now, so I was looking at the big Pteranodon figure, but there's also a hatchling. I don't think it changes the color. No, it's pretty much the same. Maybe the body's a little darker, but that's just down to like lighting of the actual pictures. We could do the Lost World series Pteranodon, which is basically just based off the one in the film. I mean, we did the Lost World Pachycephalosaurus, but that was a unique non-film color scheme, the green Pachy. So I'm not inclined to do the other kind of Pteranodon from Lost World. I think we'll just do 2 batches of the same Pteranodons. These are weak. But that's fine. And then hopefully one of these 2 batches gets us kind of what we're looking for a Pteranodon. And presumably Pteranodon and Kets can live together. Because if not, it kind of throws a big old monkey wrench in everything. I think there are a few pterosaurs that do hate each other. Disliked by none. Dislikes hybrids. Likes Pterodactylus, Dimorphodon, and Tapejara. Maybe those are the 3 smallest. Neutral Pteranodon, but it's flagged as fighting it. But I think that's conditional. Because we usually rarely see pterosaur fights happen between the 2. I hope it's conditional. 2 viable eggs. Weak social, weak social. Weak social, humble. Resilient. All of them are weak. I'm gonna do more. Why don't we do 2 more batches? And see if we can get an alpha that's not weak. 50% chance for weak, though, is pretty high. We're only going to do those 2. I will hatch all 4 batches and release them into the aviary. I think that's fine. It means the Kets can eat a few if it really wants to. Which I don't think will be that much of a problem if it does. Yeah. Oh, another storm ready to come in. Well, that gets the stego above 50% when we do the last fossil there, which is a little annoying that we can't fit all of it in. Actually, we can, can't we? Ha, 50%. Yeah, do that. Because we want to check out the genome as soon as possible to know if we should finish Stegosaurus or pivot to Anki. So let's go dig up some Anki then. I thought there was strictly Anki somewhere near there. No, there's a strictly Anki one over here. Ankylosaurus is a pretty rare dinosaur from what I remember. So it's actually kind of surprising. I mean, there's probably other dinosaurs in this dig set we just don't have. It's not surprising that it would be mostly seen with other species. So then we got logistics left we could do something with. I don't know if there's any other relevant research. Like additional modules, who cares? We got the power done. Staff upgrades probably isn't needed. Then the hotels, we could do luxury paths. We could do luxury paths. I don't know. Yeah, let's do luxury paths. Let's just have it in case we actually decide to use it for a build, for some design somewhere. I do have a plan for one of the upcoming sections of the park. Do we actually unlock something here? Must just be like star rating. Yeah, I do have a plan for design for one of the upcoming sections of the park that I don't think we'll make use of the path, but could. And we've got the other segment that we don't have anything planned for yet, really, beyond what dinosaurs go into it, so. Immediately damage my ginger beer. Well, now the sirens are supposed to be on. So if we turn these off after the storm, maybe it will fix itself. 3. Resilient, social. Not great. Ooh, I wonder if we release a social non-weak, if that one actually takes over as alpha. Actually might be a problem. We could just keep breeding pteranodons. What else is broken here? Probably one of these. Unless the aviary breaks, so we... Yeah, aviary's fine. Okay. Well, maybe we'll get lucky. No, social, and this one's just weak. I don't... Okay. I think we could figure this out. I think if we look at cats, just for an example, attack 180, defense 95. Yeah, and these just basically sum up to dominance. Base dominance, 180, 95, and whatever else is providing dominance here. Humble, I guess? So if you're minus 30%, that's effectively, like, sort of minus 30% dominance, but not exactly. Because it's also the combination of your defense. But attack is the dominant trait. So ultimately, this weak is probably offsetting the humble, which means that, yeah, if we put out a non-weak Pteranodon with social, it probably overtakes as alpha. So we don't do that then. Which means we throw out that one, we throw out that one. Alright, well, let's roll one last clutch. We've got the spot. Let's just do another set. Maybe we'll get lucky. We'll stick the 13 on this for a little bit extra speed. And see where we go. Aviary looks nicely intact. Grab that. Everything else looks good. Okay, and Stegosaurus is viable now. Let's check these Stegosaurus genetics real quick. Social, intolerant, unfit. Intolerant and infit. Yeah, so that's not gonna work. Do we have defensive on Eoplo? 50% defensive on Polacanthus. So we can do Polacanthus for defense. 25% defensive on Pachycephalosaurus and 25% strong. Did we get none of that? Do we have no strong or defensive Pachycephalosaurs? That's kind of insane. Really? I find that hard to believe. There's one right there. Yeah, so we've got 2 strong, no defensive, 1 defensive. So do these not count for the research because they are already released at the time? Is that what it does here? I forget. Well... Oh no, 2 out of 3. We just need 1 more. Yeah, I totally just missed that we had progress. 2 out of 3. And then the Triceratops, 1 out of 3. Okay, so we just do new Pachycephalosaurs. We can actually, like, let them go into the park, maybe. Yeah, the margins here are fine. Coab 35%. Okay. I want to do not green. I want red because that's the JP Series 1 style Pachycephalosaurus. And this also will make it so that, you know, we have more of those ones. Gambia Calco than the Lost World ones. Calcorana? Is that right? Yeah, Calcorana. Which will look a bit better. Because that's the one that, you know, we should have more of. Just because it's the actual Jurassic Park toy and not the Lost World toy. So let's synth a batch of those. Do you want to do another one? 6? We'll wait. We can wait on that. That's fine. You rest. I really do need a welfare specialist. 5 faster treatments. We might take that. 5 generalists. Okay, so 5 generalists with a cap of 7. 4 generalists with a cap of 7. 5 faster treatment with a cap of 8. 414. 433. Yeah, you know what? Let's just say fuck it, take him. We need him to hatch stuff. We can still grab a new welfare specialist if one shows up, but I think at this point it doesn't matter. We've run out basically the kind of the clock here on everything. Okay, so last batch of Pteranodons. Social, weak, humble. Okay, so that's it. We're just gonna release only weak ones. So we get this one humble one out first. Can come out with its friend, that's fine. These are 8. So we got a lot of 2s, so I guess we put you to a 6 at least. Wait, I said it was 8. No, just 8. Do it by yourself. What am I talking about? So 2, 3, 2, 3. But yeah, we can't release that one. So yeah, let's just do these 2. That's fine. So there's that. Next, the Pachycephalosaurus also finished. Okay, defensive, and strong. I mean, I guess we'll just take them all. Why not? Hatch a billion Pachycephalosaurs. Who cares? So that gets us a Triceratops and our Tyrannosaurus prerequisite. Well, our first of 2 Tyrannosaurus prerequisites done. And then we can work on... We get the Pteranodons out, aviary sorted, and then we decide on the next leg of the park where we put in Trike and Stag and Anki. Yeah. Okay, Pachycephalosaurs ready to go. Nice job clipping through the side of the building there. What was that about? Do they always do that when they're released? That very first one, I guess it's probably because we had like 8 or whatever, clipped through that corner there. Waiting for them to merge and update. Population 15. Looks good to me. We can, real quick, make sure everybody else is still happy here, but 98%? Missing some tall nuts somehow, somewhere? Looks to me like you just, adjusted your territory a little bit suboptimally. I'm gonna try and sneak in some nut. Oh, you're not gonna... Really not gonna work with me, are you? Alright, it's still fine. As long as everybody else is fine. Okay, you're going up. Galleys were not good. Now they're missing ground leaf. Here we go. Galleys move around enough that they should stay pretty good on the territory as long as it like works. You're bugged. There you go. And then the parasaurs, they're also fine. Yeah, I think the parasaurs, we just know they're always good, basically. Okay, so that's all good. Everything's great. A whole pile of pachycephalosaurs now. What fun. 1 minute, 2 minutes on Pteranodon. Fossils are almost in here. Well, now we don't need to do both, either. So I guess let's finish Stego. Let's pivot back to Stego. Because that's going to be in its own pen. So we might as well, you know, kind of size that out properly or whatever, I guess. Then the, oops, this one, the trike is available for research. Oh, she's capped on genetics. Oops. Well, let's do the carnivore first. So that's Giga. Also, surprisingly, only a 4. I guess if this... No, you're you know what? Just put them both on it. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Let's just research it when we have it available. Just team up. Okay, then it's going to be a little bit to get the Pteranodons out. I'd like to get the Pteranodons out, then we'll end this episode. Okay, Pteranodons are good to go. At least the first, you know, few. Not too much blue on them, but it's the best we could do. We really should have like a fully blue head. And well, if we're going to talk about kind of Pteranodons, they should really have a longer horn on the head here, a longer crest. But we do get the blue on the shoulders, and some of that blue does carry over up the neck and onto the face. Just very subtle, and that's just down to the Pteranodon being crap. Honestly, the Jurassic World Pteranodon, pretty crap. Lonely. Are you actually? Yes, you are actually lonely. They're one of those annoying dinosaurs where they tend to hatch. A single batch tends to hatch with... Don't give me the cats, give me the aviary. Tends to hatch, one more time, with less than the actual required population. Yeah, min pop 3, and then the clutch size is like 2 to 3. Which really fucked us over way back in the day when we did the one clutch man run, where we tried to do a park where we only ever hatched a single clutch. I think it came down to like, if the Suchomimus clutch hatched properly, we'd win, and didn't hatch properly, and we got fucked. I kind of want to revisit that challenge, but it's just not a good idea, because the proper way to do it is just to not do dinosaurs. You just sit in the mid-game and just do all your research and get all your dinosaurs done, and then you just rush breeding dinosaurs out real quick. It's not very interesting, unfortunately. Okay. And we should check. Yeah, so the alpha is currently wrong, but that's probably fine. Oh, unless 108, 72. Yeah, you're weak. 86, 90. Are any of these not weak? Yeah, okay, so this is not weak. So this is the base dominance is 90. And then this is a 108 with its full trait spread. And 72 is what we're looking at for weak. Okay. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that we'd be boned if we released a non-weak Pteranodon with a dominance increasing trait. So let's get the second two groups on the way. These are both weak, so these are both fine. Or just one group because everybody else needs a nap because they're cranky pants. Alright, well, let's do 1, 2, and 3 rest. Leaves us with logistics and genetics to do something with. We have one expedition running right now, not enough fossils to process. Species research is done with the exception of the Rex. Have a dinosaur with at least 3 fights won. We have 1 out of 3 on this. The easiest way to do this is probably just to feed a carnivore, herbivores, I guess. Problem is we don't have any singular large carnivores right now because we're trying to get our singular large carnivore. I mean, we got the Carnotaurs, but there's 3 of them. And they're social, so they don't want to be alone. I don't remember if Baryonyx is social. Maybe we can feed a Baryonyx something. Let's check the Dino DB real quick. Baryonyx. Okay, Baryonyx is not social. So we can clone a single Baryonyx and feed that, like, I don't know, whatever weakest Stegosaur or Ceratopsid or something. Something that actually has to fight and do that. That's probably the play. So we should start doing that. If we have the genome for it. Yeah, Baryonyx is done. Okay, so let's go to Baryonyx. We'll put him in a temporary holding pen and just feed him herbivores until he gets his 3 bites one, and then we'll build the actual pen when we get a chance to. So he's just going to be in a holding pen for, like, forever. Baryonyx skin, Champlain Pilo or Mangrove Papu. Now, I think... Yeah, I might pop them up to the menu and review these. So there's a few different kind of Baryonyxes. So let's do that next time. Let's end this episode here. Next episode, we'll get to work on the Baryonyx. I'll go out to the menu and look at some different skins. But yeah, well, let me finish my thought. There's the main JP Series 1 Baryonyx figure. There's the Hatchling. And then there's the Series 2, well, the Lost World figure, actually. Which is another unique paint job that is not film canon. So I wouldn't mind including that. So, yeah, we definitely want to get the JP Series 1 large figure in though as the first one. So I got to figure out which one of those skin patterns I wrote down is probably that one.